Hello. It is beautiful today. We are gonna go to church and then we are gonna do some Barnes& Noble book shopping, hang out, do a little bit of shopping, run some errands, hang out with my brother and Rogie for a little bit, and then I will share a haul with you guys later. So let's get started. Pick up the mandrake. And you're still conscious. Good job. Hey guys. Oh my word. It has been a heck of a day. So I got up this morning and decided to wear something kind of like fallish because it's been really cool in Minnesota. And then it was 80 degrees today and I thought I was gonna melt to death. We had a great day. We obviously went to Barnes & Noble, Five Below, Trader Joe's, and World Market. And on the way home, our radiator cracked. So we were stranded on the side of the highway. It was so hot. Thankfully my great uncle is amazing and came and hauled our car for us and let us borrow one of his trucks. It has been an interesting day. And then we got home and a box of tissues was shredded all over my office and my books got knocked over. A bunch of stuff was all over the place because of my cutie dogs. So that was fun. But anyway, I just wanted to show you guys what I got today at Barnes & Noble and Five Below and then talk about some books that I read recently. Not even recently, quite a while ago. These are the ones that I had mentioned like 2 vlogs ago because the last 2 vlogs that I posted have been from May and today is August, like 21st. So it's been a hot minute and I've been in a reading slump, but I'll get more into that in a minute. So the books that I got, I think probably most of you have read, at least 1 or 2 of them for sure. So the first one that I got is To Kill a Kingdom by Alexandra Christo. I'm assuming that's how you say it. But this is such a beautiful cover. I've seen this all over the place, so I'm really excited to try it because I've heard good things. But this is about siren royalty, which sounds really interesting. It kind of gave me Once Upon a Time vibes because this, I think the Siren Princess, yes, Siren Princess collects hearts of princes and she has 17 so far, which kind of gave me like Evil Queen vibes from Once Upon a Time. And the Sea Queen is going to punish her daughter, so she turns her into a human. And it says that she has until the winter solstice to deliver one of the prince's hearts to the Sea Queen or remain a human forever. So it's kind of like Little Mermaid story in a way, in a twisted way. But I guess that this prince hunts sirens, so it'll be kind of an interesting, a really interesting dynamic, I'll just say that. I'm very excited to read this one. And my dogs are being crazy right now. One of them, Oakley, is chewing a bone and has been the whole time, which is fine, but Rogan keeps putting his ball on my chair and I don't know what to do, so, because he won't give up. The next book that I got is These Hollow Vows by Lexi Ryan. And I just love this color. I think it's so beautiful. Also, my camera is probably going to die halfway through this, so I'm going to have to switch to my phone. So the quality is going to change probably soonish. The intro this morning, I started to do it on my camera and then my camera died, so then I switched to my phone. So all of it has been on my phone thus far. But this sounds super cool because it is a fantasy, but it also kind of sounds like a love-hate kind of thing, like enemies to lovers kind of situation. So I believe that she is human and then her sister is kidnapped, I think, by the Fae. If not, then she makes a deal with the Fae King at least to try to get her sister back, and she has to like go on this quest to get some relics. And in this process, she has to fake being, I think it says, oh yeah, pose as a potential bride for Prince Ronan. It says the Seelie prince who's not quite as wicked as she once thought. And the last part, it says, caught between two dangerous courts, Bree must decide who to trust with her loyalty and with her heart. So this just sounds super cute and fun and kind of like romantic-y. I don't know if I want to save this for springtime, like around February, Valentine's Day stuff, but we'll see. It sounds super cute though, and fun. I love a good fantasy with adventure. The next one everybody knows about, and I'm finally reading it. I've been wanting it for so long, so I finally took the leap today, and that is The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. But the synopsis is really short, so I'll just read it. I'm sure most of you probably know what this is about, but Jude was 7 when her parents were murdered, and she and her 2 sisters were stolen away to live in the treacherous high court of the fairy. Can I help you? 10 years later, Jude wants nothing more than to belong there, but many of the Fae despise humans, especially Prince Carden, I think that's how you say it, maybe Carden, the youngest and wickedest son of the High King. To win a place at the court, Jude must defy him and face the consequences. And this is a series, obviously, I think I'd mentioned that. But I'm really excited to read this one. Like, this is so many people's favorite series, or like at least favorite book, so I'm so excited to get into this one. And I feel like autumn and winter is the perfect time to start fantasy, so I think I might start this one this year. So the next one I've never actually heard of, and I saw it and I was like, okay, yep, I think I'm gonna have to get this one. Then I read it and I was like, absolutely, put it in my cart. And it's called A Broken Blade by Melissa Blair. And it is the Halfling Saga, so I assume that this is also part of a series, but this sounds really cool. So this is Kira, and she's an assassin for the king, and she's the king's best assassin. There is a mysterious figure that comes in for the crown, and the kingdom is threatened, and the king wants her to like go kill the shadow evil figure, whatever it is. The shadow goes into the land of the Fae, and it turns out that the Fae is not what she thought it was, and that Phelan, I think that's what they call it, yeah, Phelan is not what it seems. And I love this last part. It says, as she searches for answers, Kira is haunted by a promise she made long ago, one that will test her in every way. Her word, Kira must not only save herself, but an entire kingdom. So this again is like kind of like a deciding between worlds kind of situation, and like, was she lied to about the Fae? Is the king truly a good king? I'm like really excited to read this one too. I'm excited to read all of these. I think they just all sound so good, but I've never heard of this one. If you have, please let me know if you liked it, because it just sounds amazing and I have really high expectations and I don't want to be let down. The last book that I got from Barnes&Noble, I had to order, and it's not here yet, but I finally got The Pumpkin Princess. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's a Nightmare Before Christmas book, and it's about Sally's story, from what I understand. And my brother and I watched that movie all the time growing up, so I'm so excited to get it and read it and share it with you guys. So I'm quickly gonna go over just a few things that I got from Five Below. Nothing super exciting, but I'm excited about it. I got this really cute journal, and it's called, well, it says Spread Kindness, Fly Free, with this cute butterfly on it. And it's like a mood / food tracker. So it's got the date and day, what did I do today, how did I do today, my gratitude, my care about your sleep, exercise, meditation, what meals did I have, which is important for me, achievement, success, and then today I will be. So it's about like how you just want to perceive the day. And I usually don't like stuff like this because it just can feel kind of pressuring to fill it out, but I want to start getting in shape and more fit and healthy, so I think that this will be a really good way to help keep me accountable of what I'm eating and how often I snack and how much water I drink. The last couple things that I got is I got this pack of markers, which I mostly grabbed because I wanted this one and a few of like the tan colors in the back, because I'm all about those earthy tones. And then I got this, which is technically like a sketchbook, but I can't stand most journals because they have like really fat lines and I cannot stand it. So I'd rather get one with small lines, but they never have any. So I just decided to go for a sketchbook that's got no lines, and I think I'm going to use this for my Bible studies. So I'm really excited about using that. Let's jump into some recent reads, and by recent I mean from a few months ago. So again, I read these more in like the springtime at the beginning of the year, and I've been in a reading slump since I finished these 4 books. Right now I'm reading, I almost just said Where the Wild Things Are. History of Wild Places, which was my book of the month pick a few months ago. I did it as an add-on and I started it and it's pretty good. I'm a few chapters in, but it's not like drawing me in. Like, it's definitely an interesting story, so I'm surprised it's not, but I think it's because I'm pretty character driven. I like to like get to know characters and become friends with them. And so far this book is multiple perspectives. And so I'm kind of like still getting to know people, and I don't know. I just don't feel connected yet. So I've been in a slump since then. I started that book a couple weeks ago and I'm like, I haven't read it in days. So I don't know if I should just put it down and pick one of these new books up or if I should keep trying. I don't know. I'll let you guys know. So yes, recent reads, I finished the Enchanted Garden Mystery Series by Bailey Cottrell. And this series was so cute. I know I already talked about the first book in a vlog a few months ago about my recent reads, I'm pretty sure. And it is pretty dang cute. It's about Ellie, who owns Sense and Nonsense, which is a cute little boutique slash gift shop where she makes her own essential oils and products like, you know, body butter and stuff like that. And it's super cute, but her assistant shows up dead at the shop. And her assistant was dating Ellie's ex-husband, so of course Ellie becomes the main suspect, and she kind of has to fight to clear her name. So this was actually really good. The killer was kind of like, it was kind of sort of predictable, but there were still so many suspects to choose from. Might be predictable for some people, might not. I predicted it, but then I also was like, well, actually it could be these 2 other people, so kind of went back and forth, but it's still really good. And of course, Cozy Mysteries, they have really cool things in the back, which I did not know, such as recipes and fun DIYs to do. So I love Cozy Mysteries now. The second book in the series is called Nightshade for Warning, and it is super cute. I love this one because it kind of had a little bit of a romance in it, and I just loved it. And it was so cute because it developed like an actual relationship. I am not a fan of romance books that are more like about hot and steamy, you know? I'm a relationship, grow and learn and love, that kind of person. I value marriage, not one night stands. So like building relationships and stuff is the stuff that I like to read about. And that was in this, and it was so cute and I loved it. But anyways, so this one, a reporter comes to town to interview Ellie because Ellie's got a tiny house in the back of her garden because she has got her shop, and then she's got the enchanted garden, and then she's got a tiny house in the back of it. Which, by the way, Bailey Cottrell does a fabulous job of like explaining it and describing it. It's super beautiful in my head. But this reporter comes in to interview about it, and then the night before the interview, he is found dead. And the number 1 suspect is actually Ellie's brother's girlfriend, because Ellie's brother and girlfriend come to visit. They live on the road in a van, which is super cool. I would love to do that, but I have too many books. So she's the number 1 suspect because she's very, you know, like pro nature environment, and this guy is like the opposite. So Ellie is fighting for basically her sister-in-law and fighting to clear her name and find the real suspect. And I did not see this one coming. I was shocked when it revealed who it was at the end. I was like, what? Like, I feel like it didn't even hint at that even a little bit, but it was such a good twist because that character, like, you actually kind of get to know them a little bit. So it's not like it was totally out of left field, but it kind of was. Super good. I really liked it. And then the last one in the series is Marigolds for Malice. And this cover is just so stinking cute and beautiful. And I love it. This one I read super quick, which I was surprised because I would say this one was probably my least favorite. I mean, I still liked it, but if I had to rank them, this one would be the 3rd. But Poppyville is a town that they all live in, and it's super historical. It kind of gives me like Stars Hollow vibes a little bit. And they find this time capsule in a town that they take out, and the time capsule is supposed to go in a museum that they're opening, but then I think it's either the night before or a few nights before the museum opens, they open up the time capsule, and then that night the contents get stolen. And in the capsule, there's like, you know, a chunk of gold from the gold mining days, and then there's an old photo of a woman from the 1800s that looks exactly like Ellie, and there's a few other things. So they're trying to figure out who stole it, and then the person who stole it also murdered one of the women who was opening the museum, who was a part of like Ellie's group of businesswomen in this town. So Ellie is working to find out basically who murdered her friend. And this one, again, it was kind of predictable, but at the same time, they also had multiple suspects. So I kind of went back and forth on who it might be, because there was one other suspect that I was like, I could be totally wrong, it might be this person. So it was still really good. Overall, I really like the series. I do recommend it a lot. It's so cute and cozy, but also just a really good mystery to it. And then my last recent read, and that is Darling Girl by Liz Mikowski. I'm not sure if it's Mikowski or Michalski, but this one was really dark. I was kind of shocked, not gonna lie. When I read the reviews, it was either absolutely loved it or absolutely hated it, throwing it out the window. So it goes in one way or the other. It is not about the whimsical, magical Peter Pan. You don't go to Neverland, you don't get any of like the whimsical, cutesy feelings at all. This is just like straight, like, oof. It's about a woman named Holly who owns a skincare company called Darling Cosmetics. Her mother is Jane Darling, and then her grandmother was Wendy Darling. Wendy obviously, of course, went to Neverland with Peter Pan and all of those things, and Jane did not get to meet Peter, so she's been really jealous of her mom. And then Holly actually did meet Peter Pan when she was a little bit younger, and her mom has kind of resented her for it ever since, because she has yet to meet Peter. She wants to have that magical life and go to Neverland and all of the things that her mother had, but it doesn't happen for her. So her mom and Holly don't get along very well. But Holly has two children. She has Eden and she has Jack. Eden is a little girl, and when she was little, she got into an accident and has been in a coma ever since, and it's been, I think, over a decade. And Jack, her son, doesn't know anything about Eden, and I can't really give details because I feel like it might give something away, but I'll try to. But basically, Holly is taking blood from Eden's body this whole time that she's been in the coma and putting it into Jack to keep him healthy. The kind of mystery aspect to this is that Eden is kidnapped, and Holly knows that it's Peter Pan that took her. So she spends, basically this book is about her trying to find Eden, and she hires a private investigator to find her, who is like our kind of Captain Hook. But they do end up, like, you know, trying to track down Peter Pan and get Eden back and all of this. It is a really good story. It's very entertaining, and it's in some parts it's actually even kind of fun. A lot of trigger warnings. I was not expecting one part of it, if you've read this you know, that was a little bit more detailed than I thought it was going to be, and I was kind of like, oh my. The trigger is for sexual assault. It is, like I said, it is a very dark book, but it is so good at the same time. And I had to try really hard not to let this ruin the image of Peter Pan, because the Peter Pan I think of is Jeremy Sumter from like 2004 or 2005 Peter Pan movie, which I used to watch religiously when I was little. Just don't let that, don't let it ruin Peter for you. I mean, honestly, he's kind of always been the bad guy, but there are a lot of really good one-liners in this book too. I have quite a bit of annotating that I did in here, and yes, I matched my annotation to the book. Well, this part was super cute that I feel like encapsulated like the real Peter Pan, being the fairy tale that we knew growing up. But it says, when he flew through Wendy's window for the first time, he wasn't looking for adventure, he was looking for a home. So yes, I can't even really say if I recommend this or not. I guess it totally depends on your preference. If you don't mind a little bit of like dark and scariness and you're not super affected by trigger warnings, I would recommend it because it is really good. It's a really good story, but again, super dark, so just be aware of that. Okay guys, I think that is it for today. I'm really happy to be back doing YouTube videos again. This is the first video that I've sat down and done since we filmed the last two vlogs that I posted that were from May. And of course those weren't book related, so I feel kind of bad that I like started a booktube channel, did a few book videos, and then did like some travel stuff, but I also want to be genuine with you guys, and my book my life isn't just reading. I also love to hike and do road trips and spend time with my husband and our dogs and all of that. So my channel is going to be a little mix of everything, and like I said, I'm multi-passionate, so you'll see all the things on here. And again, I'm just super grateful that you're here. I don't have a whole lot of support in my life in regards to my YouTube channel, so I'm really grateful for all of you who do watch, who do subscribe, and all of those things. I'm here for the community, and I'm praying for friends and for community and just friendships and all the things. Thank you for being here and supporting me and loving me and being here through this new transformation that I'm going through. I'm excited to keep making videos. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!